How we doing, YouTube? Welcome back to Reptile Roundup. I'm your host, Jacob, and today we have UF season preview. We are back for some football, baby. So let's get straight into it. I think we're gonna go over preview of the depth chart and just go through all the position groups, and then we're gonna hit the schedule, give some preview, some predictions. We got Long Island coming in soon, so let's get right into it. So first, let's go take a look at the depth chart. All right, here we go. We are at the depth chart, and so I think like first we'll just go like in order here. So let's talk about the wide receivers. I mean, wide receivers for UF this year are very, very, very good, but you have to worry about something like the depth and whatnot because Dallas Wilson right now is hurt, but Dallas Wilson 5-star freshman, absolute stud. He's just like tearing it up in camp. No ceiling is too high for that kid right now. J. Max Sturdivant, I mean, his route running is a question mark. You have to question it, but his speed, physicality, height, and just overall like build is just extremely, extremely rare. He's gonna able to be 6'3", uh, run down the field at like probably like 4.5 pace, and just overall make fantastic catches. That's just a really good senior to have leading in your X position, but he can play in the slot if you really need to. And Trey Wilson, if he can stay healthy, is extremely versatile. Athlete out there, he is very quick, change of direction. I mean, the starting three wide receivers are like it's not the greatest in the SEC, but it's probably top five. Like, I would give the starting three wide receivers an A minus, and then you worry about and then you go in the depth. I think like the biggest thing about this is this kid right here, Vernell Brown the third. Dude is a stud. Everything in fall camp says he's going to be a superstar against Florida this year. We really have to wait and see how it goes out week one. But man, he looks good. Mizell, I mean, he has speed for days. I mean, most of this room has speed for days. The freshmen are all super elite. This overall, this room is pretty solid. It's not like the best. I'd put it top six in the SEC. It's tough because you just don't know with a lot of kids. Because like if Dallas Wilson and Vernell Brown the third are coming out to what you think they're gonna be, then yeah, this one could be top three. If not, it might go down. How's J Max third event gonna go? It's all like there's a lot of question marks here, but there's a lot of positives. So it's like a very versatile and dynamic and volatile room, but it's extremely, extremely promising. I really love the potential of this room. So yeah, B plus A minus for the wide receiver room going into this year. I'm really loving it, and they have some good freshman depth. It's just there's question marks on the depth because you just haven't seen it yet. I'm very positive on that. Okay, let's talk about offensive line. I think this offensive line is top two in the SEC starting wise. I mean, you have Austin Barter, probably a first round potential edge. I mean, yeah, tackle, and he is obviously very good. He's very good in the run game. In the pass game, he still has some question marks to be proven this year, but he is potentially first round pick at left tackle. Uh, Nigel Harris, super stud. Just a stud, man. He's great in the run game. He's not getting like a lot of draft type, but that's fine. I really like him a lot. In the run game, the pass game, he's again fine. That left side of the line, though, in the run game, is Markins, dude. No one is stopping. Jake Slaughter, the best center in the country. I mean, there's not much you can say about him. You can use him as a swing tackle almost. Like, he just swings out as center and is just absurdly good at it. He's great at pass protecting. He's great at protecting. He's great at picking up blitzes. He's great at reading the defense at center. He's just basically like a nine quarterback in the center position, and he just does it all. There's really, it's impossible to just like have enough praise for Jake Slaughter. He's an absurdly good player and at a very vital position for UF this year, just being able to do so much for the center position. Damian George, I mean, I like Damian George. He's not my favorite player here. I actually really like Roger Kearney. I think he has top 3 round potential at guard, but Damian George last year, solid. They're like top, they were like a top 10 offensive line to end the year, and they're bringing pretty much everyone back. So it's like a very big pro to keep that there. So that's why you keep Damian George there. I'm pretty high on his floor. I think he's going to be solid, but like his ceiling just is limited to me. I think he's a fine player, nothing special, but pretty solid there at the right guard. He's not going to make too many bad blunders like he did at tackle, but at guard he's going to be pretty solid. Without Bryce Levitt, I think Bryce Levitt is a potential superstar. I mean, the staff I think absolutely loves Bryce Levitt, but the question is, how is he going to perform just as a first time starting tackle, like over a consistent SEC season? Obviously, he's going to come out easy with Long Island USF. He's going to just have an E going, but he needs to really lock in. I mean, the staff thinks the sky's the limit for this kid. He has all the career as a tackle. He could end up being a superstar, but he could end up being fancy. And that's the question is the depth. Because the starting five, I'm pretty certain is just going to be a top two offensive line, top three at worst in SEC. But then you get to like Devon Manuel. Is he going to be able to take down the depth if one of the tackles goes down or he needs to play for a little bit? I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so it's hard for me to say. I think he can. I really like him in Arkansas, but it's tough to say. And then Roger, I'm super high on him, but then, I mean, really, I'm high on a lot of these kids. Jason Zemedella will be the backup for Slaughter, and I think he's really good. I mean, he's just impressive in camp, so I'm not worried there. I am worried about here, like Cameron Waits. I mean, he still got a tackle. He was okay at guard. We'll see if it happens. And then Fletcher Westphal, I really liked him in high school. I think he's developing nicely. I don't think he's ready to start in the SEC quite yet. So I would really like it to keep Austin Barber just healthy. If that's the last person I want to see go down on this line, but overall, I think you have to give this line an A. You can't give it an A plus just because it still has some question marks. A, you gotta go. You have to go A. It's an absurdly good position. Having Henry Hansen, Tony Livingston, New Jackson, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's the Napier offense is going to run through blocking in the tight end room. So if you can't block, you're just not going to make it here. You need to have some athleticism. Hayden Vincent's a pretty good blocker. He's going to be able to come in. He's going to be able to run around if you really need him to. But overall, he's like a very good, just versatile piece. I really enjoy that. So, yeah, I personally really, I'm fine with that. Tony Livingston's a little bit the same, just worse than Hayden Hansen. He's not really anything. Andrew Jackson, supremely athletic. He can go line up out wide, and then they're working on his blocking. I think he's going to end up, when they're passing the ball, he's going to come in a little bit more. Word on the street is that he's had really good camp, fall camp, and he's looking to start getting in some reps. So I'm excited to see what he can do. He has crazy good, um, crazy, crazy good ball pointing in the air. He has solid route running from the tight end position. If blocking comes in, that could be a very good player in Amir Jackson. Tight end room, I mean, there's not much to say about it. Again, it's the local offenses are going to do too much. I'll give this a C plus because it's like you have potential here with Demir Jackson and you have some solid bets and you know what you're getting out of, but there's nothing crazy here. Okay, quarterback. DJ, what we already know how we're doing. We're lying. Okay, so people are going to talk about his injuries. I'm not worried about the injuries. Injuries can happen to any quarterback, and the UF staff is just extremely cautious with injuries. So it's like when he gets injured by his ankle or whatever, the UF staff's going to put him in a boot, and they're just not going to list that because it's like, that's how the UF staff is. They're taking care of their players. That could have been any player could have had that injury. It's just the fact that it was him, and with all his history of people just pretending that he's a big injury prone guy, it turns out to be a big deal. I think he's more likely to stay healthy than that this year. I mean, at least play because he's going to be hurt at some point like for something. I just don't think he. I think it's more likely he doesn't miss time. But I mean, I could be wrong. You never know. It's injuries, but overall, extremely talented. People are going to worry about him missing camp. Are yeah during like the spring. I wouldn't worry about that at all. If you watched DJ Live last year, what he's really good at is he has a good right arm. He has great ball placement. He has great anticipation. He's really good deep. Where he struggled, and he admitted this, was reading coverages and processing. Those are two big things that you don't need reps to fix. You obviously having reps helps, but it's just like you're in the film room, you're studying it. It's supremely beneficial just being in the film room for that kind of stuff. Be able to identify coverages, know what you need to throw, read pods, things of that nature. And if he's getting better at that in the film room, then I'm okay with him not taking it. Okay. So for me right now, I would think that Aiden Warner is the backup, and then Trammell is the third string. And Aiden Warner, we obviously saw what he was, what happened last year, and people are going to hate that pick. I mean, I get it, but you have to look at it like this. The kid is from Yale. He's a walk-on last year. Never thought he was going to play, and he gets thrown in versus UGA. Probably a top three defense in the SEC. I mean, you're playing against the freaking defensive genius of Glenn Schumann and Kirby Smart. There's just not much you're going to be able to do. And yeah, you got him put in a bad situation. He looked awful, but I don't think that's him. I think similar thing with Texas, playing a really good defense. I don't think that's him. I think he can be better than that. Obviously, I don't want to see him in this game at all anytime this year because that means Lagway's down. And if Lagway's down, Florida's ceiling goes from up here to about here. So definitely not something you want to see, but it's not the end all be all either. But yeah, I think if Aiden Warner's playing, you're just looking at 7-5, 8-4 ceiling for Florida. So you just don't want to know that. Trammell tearing it up in fall. I think he's going to be a stud. I mean, I don't know what I would say stud, but he's going to have some good he's going to have some good looks for sure. He's very, very athletic. He can make some throws. He needs to work a lot on his mind game and placement and anticipation. There's a lot there he needs to fix. He was very raw coming out of Jacksonville. Only as a 3-star, but he's been tearing it up. He's very good. Athletic. He's going to make throws that you just don't think he should be making as a true freshman. He's very athletic. I mean, I just trust him here in his stats. Identify quarterbacks more than any position, really. It's like they're just continuously hitting quarterbacks. They've done it since Louisiana, and they're doing it now. I'm really excited for Jermel, and I think he could end up being quarterback 2 this year at some point. It's possible, but he's also a true freshman, and you don't want to play true freshman in the SEC games. You can stop their development if they're not ready in some ways. So I wouldn't necessarily do that, but if they end up doing that, I mean, I guess you got to go with the athletic quarterback there. Yeah, I don't think Harrison Bailey's going to play. I think he's quarterback 4 at this point. I could be wrong or not, but that's just what I think. All right, quarterback room. B plus, A minus, because he got Lagway, but Lagway isn't like Heisman runner. He's not coming back from the Heisman runner up or something of that nature. He still has stuff he needs to improve on, but you love what you have in him. You love the potential, obviously. You love what he can do. Anyways, if he just comes back and does what he did last year, that's still I mean B plus quarterback. But I'm gonna pump it up to an B plus A minus just because potential. You know what he can become. He was only true freshman last year. I mean, obviously the depth is worrying. The depth is going to be worrying for any team. It's just how it is. You just can't. You just can't in the SEC have like 20 quarterbacks. It's not possible. You're not going to get unless you're like carrying around DJ Lagway as a true freshman, like Florida did last year. That's the only way you're going to have a good. It's just not going to work. So yeah, it's hard. So I'm going to give this B plus A minus. Running back room. I think it's top 5 in the country. Not even SC in the country. I think it's number 1. I mean, what Florida's doing at the running back room cannot be understated. So Jabbar is absolutely, in my opinion, 2, 3 running back twos in the country. He just identifies talent. There's not, this ring, everyone's good. Literally everyone's good. Jaden Ball, I think, has some of the best vision you're going to see out of running back. He got speed. He's got moves. He can do it all. He can hit you. He can go over you. He can do whatever. He's got supreme vision. He's running against if I know really good for the line. He needs to be taking almost 20 carries. I mean, I think he needs to be hitting 15, 10 to 15 at least every game, and he could be going up to 20 every game. The one scheme Florida is going to produce is going to be amazing. Jaden Ball is amazing. Let's ride Jaden Ball. Come on, run the ball. Run the ball. Come on now. Come on. Jaden Ball, that dude. Don't mess with Jaden Ball. Okay. But everything Jaden Ball is not to me, Jacoby Jackson just fixes it. I mean, it's kind of absurd how good of a compliment Jacoby Jackson is for Jaden Ball. Jacoby Jackson is probably one of the best skill sets you can have out of running back in all his pass protection. If Jaden Ball is struggling in pass protection, which he kind of is, then you have Jacoby Jackson, who is probably one of the better pass protectors in the country at that position. He is really good, and that is an incredibly high skill for the running back position. I mean, we put him on the third down. There's just no question. He's going to pass protect out of his mind, and that's big when you need an extra second for Lagway to hit a deep seam or hit a corner or get an extra second to process. You need a running back who can pass protect and identify blitzes, and that's what Jacoby Jackson is. But he's not just a pass protector. He can catch the ball. I mean, all these running backs. I think he's the best at it. And even more than pass protecting and catching the ball, he's also a really good runner. He's powerful. He's got agility, and he's just able to have vision as well. He's got all the 5. He's not as good as Ball at these things. Man, he can find some hole, man. And then Traylon, I mean, if he's hurt right now, but I think he's a really good player. Caden Daniels came in really good. And the 2 freshmen, Byron Lewis and Duke Clark, are both turning heads at camp. I mean, it's just an absurd win. It's an absurd win. Yeah, A plus. There's not much I can really say about this room that hasn't been said. It's an absurd win. Jaden Ball, maybe the best running back in the SEC. You heard it here first. Hey, Jaden Ball, best running back in the SEC. All right, defensive time. Okay, D-line, D edges. This might be Florida's best room on defense. The edge room. Tyreek Sapp, first round potential. If not, I think he's a day two pick. He is absolutely an incredible mammoth power. But what's so vital about Tyreek Sapp and George Gumps is that they both can rush the passer and they both play the run. And that's so incredibly important for your starting edges to be able to do both. Because if you have edges, like you see a lot of great edges in college and you don't play the run. And so it's like when you come up against these running teams, like you just saw what Auburn did to Baylor, just running the ball. If you edges beyond aren't going to play the run well, you're going to get gashed. But Darius Sapp, George Gumps both play the run really well. And George Gumps has been tearing it up in camp. Everyone's talking about how raw he was. And now he's starting to flex on that stuff. He's starting to fix his game. He's starting to become better. He's starting to go to moves. And when that kind of stuff happens, you might see a resurgence or even an improvement from George Gumps, who right now isn't really looked at as a target pick. And who knows? I think this guy's limit for George Gumps. But it just really depends on what's going to happen. And then you keep him going. LJ McCray, top five player in the country in his recruiting class. You love this kid. You want to see him be an absolute superstar. I haven't heard of anything, but they might just be running around, and this kid could become a superstar. I mean, obviously, all the raw potential is there. I think he's edge. I think he's edge too. And it's tough. He's going to be playing Jack behind Gumps, and Gumps is going to be a stud. But McCray, man, he's got to keep up because he's got this kid, Jaded Woods, right there as well, who's also going to be playing. I think he can go play D end or I think he'll be playing D end more than Jack. But Jaden Woods, who's starting. I mean, they can't. The Brave is real. Like no one I've heard has said a bad thing about Jaden Woods. He's a workaholic. He's just playing. He has moves. He has power. He has agility. I mean, everyone is talking like he's going to be the next superstar edge for Florida. And so, if LJ McCray, Jaden Woods are your backups, I mean, geez, you're doing something right. But on top of those four, you can't forget about Cameron Young, who was turning it on last year. He's also a guy who plays the run really well. He's also a guy who's coming up. He's massive. He has potential. I mean, the bedroom is just loaded with talent. Can't wait to see this in action. I don't know how they manage it. I really don't. I think Tarek Sapp, what the good thing about him is, well, he's can move inside. So you move inside and you're going to play like, you could play like Jaden Woods here, George Gumps, Tarek Sapp inside, or something like that. Or you can play like LJ McCray, Gumps, Tarek Sapp, or Jaden Wood. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But Tarek Sapp can definitely go play inside. He can play outside. I think he's going to play a lot inside this year because I'll get to my concern with Florida's D line in a second. And yeah, so yeah, bedroom, fantastic. Now, interior, Caleb Banks. I mean, first round pick. That's like best pass rushing interior in the country. It's a massive, 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 massive advantage for Florida this year. You don't see pass rush from the interior in college very well. And when you do quarterback, and that's just the MO of a college football game. Quarterbacks are young and experienced in college. They get pass rush from up the middle, they panic. It's just how it is. They start to panic. It doesn't go good. And that's like what you saw last year from Nussmeier. Nussmeier got rushed up the middle and he panicked. He lost it. He has some of the best pocket presence in the country. And as soon as Caleb Banks came up to the middle, he was done. He couldn't do anything. He had no idea what to do. He panicked. He freaked out. He took sacks. He fumbled the ball. Throw the ball in some less than ideal spots. It's all because of that pressure up the middle. And that's what Caleb Banks provides. And that's why I love this this keep for Florida. You can't get this player in the portal. You can't get this player straight out of high school. You need to develop a player like this, and that's what Florida did with Caleb Banks. Okay, now that is the greatness of the D line. Now let's get into the big, big, big question mark for me on this team in general: nose tackle and interior and behind Banks depth. Okay, so Jamari Lyons, nose tackle. I mean, he blew up some plays when he was playing, but he's coming off injury. And he's nose tackle. If he's not able to blow stuff up or he's not able to win one-on-ones, they're just going to double team Caleb Banks. And that's his biggest weakness as a player is double teams. Caleb Banks can't split double team. And that's not necessarily something he needs to do to be great at the next level or even in college. But he can't split it. So if you're not able to if none of these guys are going to win one-on-one at a very high level, I mean, they're just going to double team Caleb Banks and you're basically nullifying probably your biggest strength on defense. you can only do some stuff to this guy. It's not like you're gonna be able to double team him every time. You can't really chip interior. So there's gonna be some stuff that Florida's gonna be able to do, but you need this guy or this guy to absolutely be able to do something from the interior to keep Caleb Banks on those one-on-one matches where he was wet inside. I'm excited for Jamarian Lyons to see what he can do, but it's definitely a massive question. Micaiah Borrow, I mean, I loved him out of high school. He was only a three-star, but Florida beat out Georgia for him. He's a massive dude. He's like Desmond Watson, not exactly Desmond Watson size. He's a little skinnier than that, but he's also a very, very big time athlete. He's athletic, unlike Desmond Watson was, but he's big and athletic. I really love this guy from nose tackle. He's only a sophomore, and I thought he was a little raw coming out of high school, so that's why I thought he would end up being a three-star. I really love this. I love this pickup. I'm gonna see what he can do, but yeah, again, it's a question mark. He comes in at nose tackle. What are we gonna do? Brandon Brett, Brian Taylor. I mean, I don't know who the third Banks is gonna play. It's gonna be one of these two probably. I heard they really like that. I'm not 100% sure on it. I think it's probably gonna be that and then Taylor. And I think again, it's massive question mark. We don't know. So yeah. So like overall, defensive line. I love the defensive line. I have an SEC. Can't give it above an A minus because there's massive question marks around this interior. Massive question marks. So yeah, A minus. Okay, linebacker room. Linebacker room is amazing. Miles Graham, I think, is one of the best linebackers in the country. I think he's going to prove that this year. He's athletic. He can play the run. He can go through tackles. He can go through offensive line. He can play, but he can also coverage. He's also like mobile. He's big and mobile, but he's not going to get like he's not slow to the ball. He's a really good athletic linebacker. I think maybe like a titch below like some of the athletic linebackers in the country. So I don't think he might ever descend to maybe number one linebacker in the country, but he could end up being like a first round pick and not be like top three linebackers. It's just crazy because it's just loaded with kids. But I think he's a superstar in the making. Uh, but even more than that, I don't think Mason Howard's too bad. I think this kid, Aaron Charles, I think he's going to be a linebacker too. Everyone's just saying alien, alien. The dude can do it. He's Aaron Charles. I think is linebacker too. I think he's just supremely athletic, and I think he's going to be all over the field. So like when you go into those rooms, you're talking about two big linebackers. Just absolutely love. But then don't forget Jalen Robinson, who mastered came in and was playing and was good, really, really good while playing. So yeah, Aaron Childs, Miles Graham, and then I'm going to go say Jaden Robinson, linebacker three, and Pup will be linebacker four. I think Pup is struggling a little bit. I he's still a really good tackler, and he's gonna. I think he can lead the defensive end when they put him in. But yeah, dude, I don't like that. So like, I do think they have two because the linebacker room isn't like proven. I must say B plus. I really think this has a chance to be an A. I think these kids are absolutely studs. Okay, let's move on to corners. Devin Moore. It's been his whole career. He's a great player if he can stay healthy. He's just been injured so much, so much. So I'm expecting him to have a big year. I'm just gonna say this is gonna be he's gonna stay healthy. Everyone's talking about how injured he is, so he's gonna stay healthy this year. I believe it. I truly believe this is the year. He had no injuries in camp, I believe. So he's gonna come in, and hopefully, and he's a really good sticky corner, athletic, and stuff, things like that. And then you have on the other side, it's gonna be between Pomani and Dijon. I don't know who they're playing. I'm like, yes, Dijon, but Pomani, extremely long, lengthy, and athletic. There was a reason he was a five-star. He is extremely athletic. He can take risks in the coverage game because he can make up ground so fast with his speed and his length. He can reach over. His arms are long. He's going to be able to make plays on the ball that other corners just can't. And that's why he's a five-star. And that's why I think he might end up playing this year over Dijon. But Dijon was playing with him last year. Pretty solid player. Um, the thing about Florida schemes is that Ron Roberts loves to use the DNs and linebackers in order to put pressure on the offense to make reads at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to basically be playing two high safety and two corners deeper so that you don't put pressure on your corners very much. You're always going to help at the cornerback position. So I don't think it's a big deal for Florida to have like corners that are like extremely amazing, even though you still need good corners, obviously. Yeah, if you're talking about like the top, if there's one position, I'm like, okay, that's not like the top. of this roster, it's okay at corner. And I think that's what Dijon kind of is. He's a good player, but he's not really going to be excelling. It's like top tier first round pick kind of player where a lot of this other roster can be. So yeah, I think the Nickelback, man, it's loaded. Aaron Gates and Sheriff Denson. Like, who do you play? Who do you play? It's impossible. They're both studs. I think Aaron Gates and Sheriff Denson are both going to see the field. It's going to be tough to figure out how to do it. I don't have room to say. Sheriff Denson last year played. He's just a really nosy in the run game, really solid in coverage. He's not like the most amazing coverage player of all time, but that's okay. Aaron Gates, on the other hand, he's just extremely hockey. He goes in and makes tackles on the lines. He can blow receivers up, he can blow running backs up. Most of these kids are just studs. I like Aaron Gates a little bit more if he's back to what he was before injury. Denson, I think you have to play him to start because he's not coming off injury. And what he did last year was extremely good. Overall, cornerback room gets a B. B. Yeah, I think B is good. Okay. Safety room. This might be my least favorite room in Florida this year. I love Bryce Thornton. Solid player. He's not extremely fast, but he's just like coverage nasty. He's not afraid to play the ball. I think he's just a really solid safety. Uh, it's way better than what Florida had since 2020. And that's about all I can say on Bryce Thornton. I think he's a good player. He's not, again, Florida does not need their DBs to be amazing with their scheme. They don't put pressure on their DBs as a defense. The pressure is all on the defensive line and linebackers, which I think Florida defense scheme fits more this year. Castell, Castell, I'm just so iffy on. He's had some good plays. He's had some bad plays. I honestly think studs are Hayward might end up being in the spot by the end of the year. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think he's a solid player. I mean, I think he can be okay here. He needs to improve from what he was last year to keep this term long term. He's able to make plays in the ball. He wants to make plays, and that's a big thing because he almost seems like scared of contact at times. He needs to be able to be in the ball, and he needs to be able to go play the ball in there, play the wide receiver, go try to hit someone. And that's what I think is like big time for Castell this year. Overall, I'll give the safety room a C plus. Yeah, I think that's definitely a worrisome. Okay, so overall the roster, I mean, sky's the limit. I think 10-2 is definitely within the realm of possibility. But let's go and check out the schedule and let's do some schedule predictions. All right, here we are. We are into the schedule. And right now I got the Long Island University as a win. And let's go preview this game real quick just because we have it tomorrow. It's hard to really say. I think everyone's talking about this being a complete blowout for UF, and obviously it's going to be, but like to what degree? I don't think people realize that Napier's offense is slow. If he doesn't score, like that's okay, guys. You guys need to calm down. If he doesn't score a 70 points, it's not a big deal. Napier likes to play a slow offense. I think everyone wants to talk about DJ like at 300, 500. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Jalen Ball is going to get 20 carries. Maybe not 20 because they're already blowing them out and they go in the backup. I think the running back room will get 25 plus carries this game, maybe 30. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to be a run heavy game. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Florida on either line. I mean, it's just basic analysis here, guys. Florida's just going to win on the defense offense line, and there's nothing Long Island's going to be able to do. Florida's going to play is going to confuse them at the line. Florida is going to play their safeties back. I mean, they're not going to hit anything deep. They're just going to have to play ding and dunk. And you're going to see a lot of probably screens and short routes from Long Island. It's the only way they're going to be able to even move the ball over it. So yeah, I think my score prediction for this game is probably going to be I'll give it 38-3. That's my score prediction. Uh, yeah. Um, there's not much else to say about this game, guys. It's a W for Florida. Longman isn't very good, but Napier's not going to run out a lot on them. And he's going to run his slow, methodical offense, running the ball a lot. That's my opinion on this game. 38-3. All right, USF, W. People are scared of them right now. I understand it, but I still think Florida takes take care of business in the swamp. LSU, I'm going to put this as a now. Tentatively, I'm really 50-50 on this game. I mean, Florida, I think, wins on both lines of scrimmages. LSU has the quarterback. They're going to have Death Valley behind them. They have a good linebacker room. They have a good DB room. They have a good wide receiver room, and it's fast. But they have talent in the wide receiver. But I think Florida's schemes is better. I think Florida's talent is better this year. I think Florida could be even just as good at the quarterback position. So I think like if this was playing on a neutral field, I'll be taking Florida easily. It's playing at Dallas. I'm gonna lean LSU for now. At Miami, double. I don't see Miami being able to stop Florida on the offensive and defensive line. I just don't think so. I think Carson Beck's gonna see Caleb Banks again. He's not gonna have fun with that. Yeah, I don't see Miami being bad by any means, but I definitely think Florida gets the win here. But and it's gonna be a late game. Like it's Miami. Florida's probably gonna have a good amount of fans. You're gonna definitely tell it's a Miami home game, but it's not gonna be like you're not playing. You're playing pretty almost neutral site game, almost not exactly, but you're playing a pretty evenly matched game. So yeah, I'm gonna take UF here. Yeah, Texas have this in W. 50-50 on this. The way I'm leaning against LSU, I'm leaning the opposite for Texas. The question marks for the QB position. They don't really have question marks anywhere else because like Arch is obviously a question mark, but he's a question mark with potential. He's not a question mark because he's coming off a bad season or looks bad. He's coming off it just because he hadn't seen him. He could be a superstar. I mean, that's the case. They're going to be almost impossible to beat. They have the running backs, they have the D line, they have the wide receivers, they have everything. I think Florida is going to be able to. I think Florida's going to be able to run the ball again. I just think that's going to be the key difference. Florida has this tough schedule, but they're going to be so good offensive defensive lines that at home it's going to be hard to beat them because they're not going to let a game get away from them. They're going to be able to just take control of the ball, take control of the time, win win the possession battle. I think Florida wins this game narrowly. At A&M, another L. It's a tough game. A&M's really good. They have a great offensive line on par with Florida's. They have a great defensive line. They have a great defensive scheme. Their corners and D line and wide receivers all. I mean, linebackers, D line. I mean, the linebackers, corners, and wide receivers are all question marks for me long term. Marcel Reed is also a question mark. But overall, I think A&M is going to be tough, man. It's going to be crazy. Field will be lit. And I think we're getting the W. So I think Florida in the stretch, 4-2. So take that how you will. 4-2. Okay. Mississippi State, W. Just not on par with Florida. Georgia, L. Until they beat them, I have to predict it. I just can't. I think Schumann's scheme is going to absolutely put Lagway into a blender, and I think the defensive line is going to be able to hold off Jaden Ball. So I think that Georgia's going to have a defensive masterclass this game. They're going to prepare really well, and Schumann is just going to have DJ Lagway and fits with his defensive scheme. He's going to throw stuff he hasn't really seen before. That's what I think. Maybe DJ Lagway just has so much aura. He's just such a great quarterback that it doesn't matter. But I think Schumann's just going to get the best of it. I think Georgia comes up with a narrow W. Kentucky, win. Ole Miss, win. Tennessee, win. FSU, win. On my birthday. And I think that's going to be 9-3 for the sneaks into the playoff. It's a home playoff game, hopefully. But yeah. So that is my predictions. I think this is podcast 1. Welcome to the Reptile Roundup. I'm really excited to continue this throughout the year. I'm going to be posting every week, and I can't wait to see you all here. We're going to get some more game previews, hopefully get some more debates, and get some more people on here. But yeah, I'm extremely excited. Thank you guys. Peace out. And remember, go Gators.